What is up, YouTube? Fanta here with another episode of Nintendo News. Quite recently, Nintendo did their newest Nintendo Direct, and they announced a ton of new stuff. Some of that was actually really surprising. The first thing they actually talked about that I did not see coming at all was the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess redone in HD. I'm not really sure how I feel about this, just because I mean, if you look at some of the gameplay that they show off, it doesn't really look too different. Mostly, when I buy a game that's been redone in HD, I want it to look significantly different, especially to warrant a $60 price tag, which is what this does have. I know some of you may be saying, oh, well, it comes with the Wolf Link amiibo, and that's cool and all, but they haven't announced what that amiibo does, why you need it, and I don't think that still warrants the game being $60. If they had redone the game in HD and made it $20, I think it'd be worth it. But because, I mean, I don't know who was asking for an HD remake of the game. I mean, it came out on Wii and GameCube. The Wii version doesn't really look too much different from this, especially if you're using component cables or you have the Wii game in your Wii U. I don't know. It seemed a little weird, but that does come out on March of 2016, so maybe we'll see more gameplay, and hopefully there's some extra reason to get it, like maybe there's like a boss battle mode or something like that. I'm not really sure. Another thing I was really excited about is that they're still updating Splatoon, and that they've announced that they'll keep adding free updates until January of next year. So that's a lot more content that's going to be completely free. They just announced 2 more maps. They said they're going to add a ton more customization options, new gear, and a bunch of new weapons as well. So I'm really looking forward to the new update. In fact, it actually happened yesterday, and I think one's going up today. So you're seeing these new maps right away. You don't have to wait for it. So that's really exciting. Another thing they actually talked about was that they're adding more updates to Super Mario Maker, which is really good because I felt like it didn't have as many tools as I wanted. So the fact that they're adding a lot more content and it's all free makes me really happy. So I'm really looking forward to all that new stuff, and you guys will have to try to play and beat my levels. Another game I'm really looking forward to is Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, which is coming out November 20th of this year, so actually in 6 days. I feel like I'm one of the only people that's actually excited for this game. I loved the Mario Tennis games on N64 and GameCube. I haven't played the Wii version. I think it was just a remake, actually, of the GameCube. But I love the series. I'm hoping that it's the same developers of the last ones, because those were fantastic. I love these games. And also, you don't have to play them in just the crazy modes that you see right now, where you've got the giant mushroom and all that stuff. You can also play a simple mode, or it's just a normal tennis game. So that's a lot of fun. I really, really like these games. And hopefully this one, isn't like the 3DS version. Another game that a lot of people are hyped about, and I will be showing some gameplay of pretty soon because Nintendo actually sent it to me, is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which comes out on December 4th. This game looks absolutely incredible, and the graphics look just ridiculous. I guess the game, like halfway through the game, is about 50 hours. So this game is going to be a long game, so I need to start playing it right now. But yeah, definitely look forward to some gameplay, because I have it. So I'll be doing some gameplay probably tomorrow. I'll put a video up, and in the next coming days, I'll just release new content, and you guys can just ask me questions about it. There are certain things I can't talk about, of course, but anything I can talk about, I'd be more than willing to share with you guys. So definitely looking forward to that cool game, and all the different mech suits and weapons you can use. Something that was interesting was that they actually did mention Yokai Watch in the Nintendo Direct for a couple seconds. They do it in a weird way by having one of the head bosses of Nintendo eat all the donuts in a room, and they don't really explain what the game's about, but I do have a written review coming up pretty soon, and a video review discussion with one of my friends going up on YouTube pretty soon, so definitely look forward to that. That game is a lot of fun, though, believe it or not. I know it looks a little bit like a Nintendo or a Pokemon ripoff, but it's way better than that, I promise you. Another game that was announced quite a while ago that was coming to Japan has now been confirmed for America, and that's Pokken Tournament, which is like a cross between Pokemon and Tekken Tournament. I've never been a huge fan of Tekken, but I do like Pokemon, so all the cool special moves and stuff may convince me to play this game, but I'm still on the fence of whether I'll enjoy it or not. Mainly because I'm terrible at fighting games, but this game does look pretty cool, especially with the announcement of like a Shadow Mewtwo. That looks pretty badass. And that one actually is coming out in spring of 2016, so it doesn't have a exact release date, but at least has a release date in America now. Another game that they finally have a release date for is Star Fox Zero. That's going to be coming out April 22nd of 2016. And at first I was a little bit worried about it because they hadn't really shown much gameplay and it was all kind of being kept secretive. And I was hoping, like, please don't ruin the series. And from what I've seen now from this new gameplay from Nintendo Direct, it looks incredible and I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like what the other games should have been. I know a lot of people liked them. I thought there was a little bit to be desired from them, but this looks like what will truly compete with the awesomeness of the N64 version. One thing they haven't mentioned though is whether or not there's going to be any online play. I feel like this game has a lot of potential to have some fun online battles like the 3DS version. So hopefully they incorporate something like that, even with the camera, because that was pretty funny, seeing people's reaction when you're blowing them up. So if they do something like that, this game could be incredible. They also announced a new Final Fantasy game that actually piqued my interest, and which is weird because usually I don't like Final Fantasy games, but this one looks a lot more like an MMO than the usual like turn-based slash real-time Final Fantasy game. Because usually like you pick an attack and then it does it, and it's real time, but it's not at the same time. Whereas this looks a lot more like Monster Hunter mixed with Final Fantasy mixed with some sort of MMO. So it looks like a lot of fun. They're really advertising the online gameplay for it, so I'm really looking forward to it. It looks really cool, and there's probably a gear system as well because we're talking about quests and legendary weapons, and I'm a big loot fanatic, so this game looks like it's right up my alley. Especially in the 3DS, it'll be really cool to have a portable MMO-style game. And that actually comes out early next year, January 26th of 2016. So that's actually right around the corner. From what Nintendo has shown, February is going to be a ridiculous month. There's Fire Emblem, Fates, Birthright, and Conquest, Mega Man Legacy Collection, and Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow coming to the eShop. All of these look crazy, ridiculously awesome. One thing I'm not really sure about though is why Fire Emblem and Mega Man are so expensive, because Fire Emblem has two different versions that are the same game, but you play them from different sides. Like, I feel like you should include both sides in the same game, but maybe there's enough content where it can be two separate games. Unlike the Pokemon games where it's like, oh look, this place looks a little bit different, but it's exactly the same game. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, but I mean, I guess I can't judge it until it does come out. But I mean, I do like the Fire Emblem games a lot, so, and they haven't really done anything wrong, so I guess I'll just have to trust them. And then something about the Mega Man Legacy Collection, it looks really cool because you can actually play every single Mega Man game that was ever released. It also has art of all the boxes. It's got unreleased art and a bunch of other stuff like that kind of added as extras. So the Mega Man Legacy Collection normal copy is going to be about $30, so I'm not sure why the one that includes the gold Mega Man amiibo is $50. Like, why is that Mega Man $20 extra? Because I mean, they came out with this one already, which is the exact same one. It's just that one has a gold paint job, and that's it. They haven't announced anything special about it. They haven't said why you have to have it. I guess it's just for extreme amiibo collectors. And also, I guess the Mega Man Legacy Collection is also going to be in the PS4 and maybe Xbox One. So it's not going to be exclusive just to the 3DS, which makes me wonder which console am I going to get it for. If they have it on the Wii U, I might just get it for the Wii U. So I'm not really sure. why they were pushing it just for the 3DS. Maybe that's the only thing that Nintendo will be getting. And of course, the last thing that Nintendo talked about was the fact that they are adding Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and I'm sure other Final Fantasy games, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the series. They're adding him to Smash, which I'm not really sure why. I know some people are excited, but most people aren't too happy about it. I just don't understand why, because I don't believe Cloud was ever a huge part of Nintendo Final Fantasy games. Because yeah, he's part of Final Fantasy VII, but that was on the PlayStation 1. That wasn't on the Super Nintendo. Or any Nintendo console. So I'm not really sure why they're adding him. I know they had Snake on the last, Super Smash Bros. Game, but they at least had Metal Gear Solid on the GameCube. So I'm not really sure why they decided to add this character. I mean, you guys can be excited or not. I don't understand why they're adding him. I'm not, like, disappointed or angry. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the Nintendo Direct, comment down below what you guys, thought of all the new announcements, what you're most excited about, and what you want me to show off first with Xenoblade Chronicles. Thanks for watching, guys.